Welcome to the Alsandor Law Podcast, your go-to resource for demystifying family law with experience and empathy by your side. Hosted by attorney Cheryl Alsandor, founder and lead attorney at the Alsandor Law Firm and a board-certified family law specialist. Together with attorney Cheryl, delve into the intricate world of divorce, child custody, and more, sharing valuable insights, expert interviews, and real-life stories to support you on your family's legal journey. No matter what challenges come your way, our team is here to guide you every step of the way. Join us and let us help you find clarity amidst the legal maze, paving the way for a brighter future.
Welcome to another episode of the Alsandor Family Law Podcast, where we break down key issues in family law. I am Cheryl Alsandor, Houston, Texas board certified family law attorney. We help families through some of the most challenging times in their lives. And today, we are going to dive into a topic that can make or break your family law case, and that is providing documents in an organized and timely manner. We know that our clients hate providing to us paperwork. We ask for documents. It can be overwhelming. But in family law, having those documents, having the evidence is key to building a strong case. So if you're going through a custody case, a divorce, or any sort of family law issue, even if you're doing a premarital agreement or a partition or postmarital agreement, documents are important. So you're thinking, blah, 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 documents, schmockuments. No. Listen up, because they can really make a difference in you prevailing, you winning your case. And everybody wants to win their case. So listen up. So we're going to talk about how to make this process smoother, not just for you, but for your legal team. So let's get started. The first step is let's talk about why are documents so important. Okay? Documents matter a lot in family law, whether it's financial records, text messages, pictures, retirement accounts, property records like deeds or photographs. All of these documents tell a story about your case. They can substantiate or support your claims. They can disprove what the other person is trying to say or assert about you. So, for example, if you want money, you want spousal support, and you're claiming that your spouse has a certain level of income, then we need documents to support that. Pay stubs, tax returns, credit card statements. We need those kind of documents to support the income that the other party has, because you're saying, hey, they've got enough money to pay me spousal support. So you got to prove it. You got to prove how much money they make. And the best way to do that is with pay stubs and bank statements, and also credit card statements, even though they show like, hey, this person didn't have cash, they paid with credit. But a lot of times people are paying their credit card accounts rather, in lump sums. They're running up high amounts, and they're paying them off in full because they want points. They want to use points for certain things. And so a lot of times we might miss some cash flow because it's going to a credit card, and we think, hey, there's not a lot of money. So anyhow, we want to make sure we have all of those statements. Now, also, on the other hand, let's say you are disputing the value of an asset. Let's say you say your home is worth $1 million, and your spouse, she says, no, the home is worth $600,000 because there needs to be a roof and foundation and air conditioning issues repaired. And so that can affect the value. So we need documents. Okay, how do you know? Give us the proof that the value should be reduced because those things are in repair. Do you have quotes? Do you have invoices? Do you have some sort of inspection report? All of these types of documents can help to prove the value of an asset or take away some of the value that the other party thinks the asset has. So again, the documents are really, really, really important. So keep in mind, most transactions, they have paper trails. So, give up those documents. I know it's a pain. It's a pain. I hate to do it too at tax time, but just you want to provide those. Even cash has a paper trail, but it has a different type of paper trail. And normally where we will see cash is if the money came from a traceable source, like a bank account. We'll see a large withdrawal coming out, but we're like, where did it go? What happened to it? And so there's some cash out there, and we will have to find out what happened to it. or we may have to plead a claim like waste, perhaps. It just depends. So cash is hard to track, but sometimes we can find it, like I said, if it came from a trackable source like the bank statement or even retirement statements. Okay. If child custody is involved or some sort of child issue, you may want to have school records. Grades can tell a lot about how a child is doing. It can affect parenting or says a lot about one's parenting abilities. If your child's getting, D's and F's and there's tutoring, something's going on. Maybe this child needs extra help, and are both parents open to the child having the help that's needed? If there are excessive absences, that's a telltale sign that something's going on. Either the child is sick or the parent that's taking care of the child is sick and they're missing a lot of work and the child's missing school. There could even be abuse. There could be child abuse where a parent says, there's bruises on the body. I'm going to keep him or her at home so nobody's asking questions. So those school records are very important as well. Doctor's notes or other doctor's records and doctor's notes, those are also important. However, those are going to be protected by HIPAA. So be very careful when you procure those doctor's notes. If you are a parent, you can get your child's records. When you start going into another adult's records, that's usually going to be protected under law. So make sure you've got the right to go into those records. If not, then you follow the legal process and we can help you with that to get those records. Okay. So, without records, without those documents that, yes, you hate to get, without those records that people hate to get, without those documents, the evidence, the medical records, school records, and so forth, you're operating really just on unsubstantiated allegations, right? If you have proof, if you have pictures, it just makes your case so much stronger and it makes your claim stand up in court. Judges look for hard evidence and, it's your responsibility to provide it. So if we don't have the documents, your legal team, if we don't have those documents, we cannot adequately prove your case. We cannot adequately argue your case. And you want that so that you can prevail. Okay. Next thing that we want to discuss is timing. Timing is everything. Most people, like I said, dread providing documents, but every now and then I'll have someone who's very organized, like the CPA, and those documents are usually like in pristine order. But for the average person, gathering the documents can be a really huge task. And so what do? We just ignore it and hope it goes away. It's not going to go away. So you want to get those documents to your lawyer timely. A lot of our deadlines in family law cases, they're statutory. I mean, once trial is set, your trial date controls a lot of deadlines. Once trial is set, your discovery period is set, the deadline to send out discovery requests, that gets narrowed down. So there's a lot of dates in your case that you may not even know about, but your lawyer knows about. So when your lawyer says, hey, give those documents to us by this particular date, you really want to do it because it could affect the outcome of your case. If you give us documents late, we may not have enough time to review those documents to use them effectively. If you give me 1,000 pages of text messages, the day before trial or even the day before discovery is due, we don't have enough time to go through those. So we have to make a decision. We're going to produce them all. Or we're going to produce none of them because we don't want you to hurt yourself. So make sure you give those documents to your attorney on time or as early as you can. If we miss a deadline, you might not be able to use that document in court. And especially if it's a document you think is really going to make or break your case. But if we're disclosing it late or we didn't disclose it at all, that can be an issue. It can negatively impact your case. So being prepared, being timely with your documents is a huge strategy. It's an important strategy in family law. And so if you do that, if you provide documents to your legal team on time, it's going to help give you a leg up in your case. Now, the next thing I want to discuss is how do you organize those documents? I've had clients bring documents to us in a shoebox, in duffel bags. We even got a box of documents out of the garage and there were droppings in there. So we prefer to not receive them that way. We'd rather receive your documents electronically scanned, so in PDF format. And those are easy. Most of your statements are going to be in PDF format anyhow. You're going to get them from the bank that way. You'll download them. But if for some reason you've got loose documents, go ahead and scan them. Or if you need to bring them to our office, or do so, but do it in an organized manner. And we're going to talk about that in a moment. So, but if you can, give them to us in digital format. And when you do give them to us, categorize them, okay? Put similar documents together. Keep all the financial records together, all the school records together, all the medical records together. And then if you could take it even a step further and group them even more narrowly. So like, okay, here are all the financial records, but these are the Chase Bank records. Here are the Bank of America records. Here are the Fidelity records. Oh yeah, then my heart's skipping and singing. I'm like, yes, they're very organized. And if you put them in order, that's a cherry on top. January, February, March, April. Oh, that's great. That's so easy. That helps us to see what we have. And then we can go through those documents and look for transactions. That's great. And if we're missing something, then it's easy to see like, hey, we're missing that statement. And give them the same file name. So you can call the Chase folder, okay, Chase 1234 account, Chase 8910 account, okay, instead of just calling it bank statement or document one. So organize, 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 and label, label, label. That's going to help us. It's going to help you too. It's not going to seem like such a huge task. We also provide our clients with a document checklist. Use the checklist. Don't not use the checklist. Look at the checklist. We want you to go through the checklist. Make sure you're covering everything. Sometimes we forget that something you own is an asset. Oh, I forgot about that. Oh my God, I forgot I had that insurance, with the cash surrender value. Yes, that's an asset. So don't forget about your intellectual property or any royalties. I mean, you've got assets out there. Sometimes you've just been living with it and you forget it's an asset. So go through your checklist, provide all the documents that are requested for all of your assets, all of your debts, school records, medical records, whatever we're asking for. Even if we're giving you a request from the other side, yes, you have to answer that too. That's called discovery. Provide those documents. And if you feel like there's a document you don't want the other side to see, talk to us about it. Talk to your lawyer about it. I'm giving you this picture, lawyer, but I really don't want to disclose it. And so we'll talk about it and figure out whether you should disclose it or not, where you got it from, how you got it, and so forth. Now, if you don't provide documents on time, there are consequences. And we kind of talked about that a little bit. If you don't produce something, like sometimes we've had people not produce bank statements. We had a case where someone made their own bank statements. They cut and pasted and from their real bank statements and they put it in a Word document and they were just making their own bank statements. So that was a flag to us. That particular person was hiding something. So if you don't produce documents, it's a flag to the court, it's a flag to the other attorney that you're hiding something and it can hurt your credibility. And then if you're hiding something and you don't, or even if you're not hiding something, you just didn't produce documents that the other side asked you to produce, pictures, text messages, whatever. Like, hey, that's my new significant other. Why are they asking about him or her? Because you use community money to buy them things, perhaps. So if you don't provide documents that you're supposed to provide, again, you could lose credibility. You may cause the case to have to slow down at your expense. So a judge might say, well, produce that document. I'm ordering you to produce that document. I'm ordering you to pay the attorney's fees that it cost to make us go to court to make you turn over that document. So there are penalties if you don't turn over the documents that you're supposed to turn over, in addition to losing credibility and in addition to not being able to use it at trial. That's a big one. If you don't turn over something you should have turned over and then you roll in a trial and you want to have a gotcha moment like you've seen on TV, you'll be the one that gets got. You'll be the one who doesn't get to turn over or use that particular picture, text message, or document, and the judge will never get to see it because you didn't turn it over during the discovery period. So remember, your legal team, we're here to help you. But we can't work miracles without the information that we need. So if you're having trouble, and a lot of times it becomes overwhelming, let us know. We've got a lot of people on our team that can help with the process of turning over documents, or maybe you're just not sure. And we get a lot of questions about, should I turn this over? Or how should I turn this over? Or it's not scanning right, or there's a password that's needed. All those things we can help you with, but don't hide, don't put your head in the sand, and we'll guide you every step of the way. So, and if you're struggling to find something, like maybe you can't remember it, we're really good at brainstorming with you to help you figure out what year that document may have been created and so forth. And again, if you're having trouble scanning documents, bring them into our office, but still categorize them, label them, make it organized, make it easy for us. We'll be able to scan those for you. So, just to sum up, getting your documents to your legal team is very important. It can affect the outcome of your case. Keeping them organized and delivering them on time is also important because that can affect the outcome of your case. And if you don't turn over any documents, man, that can really affect the outcome of your case. So, getting your documents to your legal team, it helps us to be an effective legal team for you. You are part of your legal team, not just your lawyer, not just the paralegals, but you, the client, as well. And so we want to do that. We want to be effective for you. We want to have our documents. We want to meet our court deadlines. And doing all of that puts you in the best position possible. If you are dealing with family law issues and have questions about what documents to turn over, don't hesitate to reach out to our law firm, the Alsandor Law Firm. We are here to help. So with that, thank you for joining me on this episode of the Alsandor Law Firm. If you found this information helpful, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with others who might benefit from this information as well. And so until next time, remember, stay organized, stay proactive, and remember to give your attorney what she needs so you can have the best results possible for your case. So until next time, take care.
Thank you for listening to the Alsandor Law Podcast. If you need expert legal representation for matters about family law, the Houston Family Law Team at the Alsandor Law Firm is here to help. Visit alsandorlaw.com to learn more. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, or review our show and share it with others who might benefit from the conversations. Join us next week as we continue to explore crucial family law topics. Stay resilient and know that we're committed to supporting you every step of your journey.